considering using GreenGeeks to host your website? GreenGeeks is a popular web host with a focus on green energy, hence the name. Being green doesn't mean sacrificing performance, though. Thanks in part to its use of Lightspeed web server, GreenGeeks is one of the faster web hosts that you'll find at its price point. However, that doesn't automatically mean GreenGeeks is the best host for everyone, and there are some pros and cons that you should be aware of. In our hands-on GreenGeeks review, we'll take you through this host in detail and help you decide whether it's right for you, or whether you should pick a different host. Here's how we'll divide our 2023 GreenGeeks review. 1. Key features. How we tested GreenGeeks. We bought our own account. We always want our hosting reviews to be as objective as possible. So to make sure we're able to offer an honest opinion on GreenGeeks, we purchased our own GreenGeeks account and used that account to put it through the paces. Basically, we're experiencing GreenGeeks just like you will if you become a customer. For reference, we're testing the EcoSite Pro plan, which is the middle-tier option in GreenGeeks WordPress hosting. We'll talk more about pricing later on. Dear GreenGeeks key features. To start our GreenGeeks review, let's quickly run over the key features. We'll go more hands-on in a second, but it helps to start by looking at the features so that you know what to expect. Performance features. 1. Unlimited bandwidth. 2. Lightspeed web server on all plans. 3. Option to use Lightspeed cache. 4. Memcached object caching on the highest tier plan. 5. Data centers in the USA, Canada, and Europe. 6. Easy integration with Cloudflare for a free content delivery network, CDN. 7. SSD storage. Convenience features. 1. Automatic nightly backups on all plans. 2. Staging sites via Softaculous. 3. One-click WordPress installation. 4. Free website migration. 5. Unlimited email accounts. 6. WP CLI and Git for developers. Security features. 1. Free SSL certificates via Let's Encrypt. 2. Malware scanning. 3. Malware removal. If something happens to your site, GreenGeeks will help you clean it. Finally, one of the most unique things about GreenGeeks is that, true to their name, all of their hosting plans use green energy to lessen the carbon impact of your websites. In fact, they have a 300% green energy match. This means that for every amperage they use, they match 3x that in the form of renewable energy via the Bonneville Environmental Foundation. Overall, it's a solid feature list. It's pretty standard for a web host at this price point, but two of the most unique offerings are: 1. Lightspeed web server for performance, which allows you to use Lightspeed cache. 2. The green energy match. Rocket GreenGeeks performance tests. Performance is one of the most important considerations in any website hosting, which is why we're making it the first hands-on section of our GreenGeeks review. To assess GreenGeeks performance, we set up a site using the popular Astra theme and a full importable demo site, the Sierra Industry Demo. This lets us create a realistic test scenario where we're testing a real site, rather than just some dummy content. Then, we ran it through two different performance analysis tools. 1. Web page test. This lets us collect key details like TTFB, largest contentful paint, fully loaded time, and more. We configured it to run 9 separate tests and take the median value. To create a more real-world scenario, We also throttled the connection speed to FiOS. This will make the load times slower than something like Pingdom, but it's more accurate to what your actual human visitors will experience. 2. Load focus. This lets us simulate a high-traffic situation by hitting our site with 20 visitors in the same 60-second period, load testing. For each tool, we'll run 2 sets of tests. 1 with the default configuration. 2. One with Lightspeed Cache installed to take advantage of GreenGeeks' unique use of Lightspeed Web Server. Default install. In web page test, GreenGeeks performed excellently with largest contentful paint and fully loaded times well under 1 second. If we were nitpicking, we could say that the first byte time could maybe be a bit faster. But overall, GreenGeeks did very well in this test. However, without caching, GreenGeeks didn't fare quite as well in the load focus test. It wasn't horrible, and it's still better than most other shared hosts, but the response time stuck more around 2.2 seconds with a 90th percentile time of around 2.8 seconds. However, this type of load test is where caching can make a really big improvement, so we'll see if things change after installing the Lightspeed Cache plugin. With Lightspeed Cache, one of the perks of choosing GreenGeeks over other shared hosts is that GreenGeeks uses Lightspeed Web Server on all of its plans. Lightspeed Web Server offers better performance than the Apache web server that many other hosts use, and it also lets you benefit from the Lightspeed Cache plugin. In web page test, you can see that Lightspeed Cache really sped up the first byte time, dropping it from approximately 0.3 seconds to approximately 0.07 seconds. This also led to a similar improvement in overall page load times because server processing was reduced. Where we saw even bigger improvements, though, is in the load focus test. This was to be expected, but we were still impressed by the improvement. The average response time dropped from approximately 2.2 seconds to just 0.4 seconds, and the 90th percentile time dropped from approximately 2.8 seconds to approximately 0.57. Overall, if you're going to use a host with Lightspeed Web Server, you should absolutely be using Lightspeed Cache. And with Lightspeed Cache, GreenGeeks can load your site really fast.